Welcome back. Take a look at London and take a look at Paris. You may find it rather strange that Barbara and Charlie are sitting in their respective locations, though, Charlie, you look a little too comfortable a moment, shuffling cards. Well, I shall do the same thing, because one of our ideas for this great magical day in the century and at the beginning of the new century was to invite one of the great magicians, illusionists, entertainers of the day, David Blaine, to come and visit us. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Welcome. I don't know why you've got us doing all this, so why don't you proceed?
Well, this is an idea that I had. Actually, if anybody has cards near them, you can all try this as well. But what I want you to do is you shuffle the deck. Here's what I want you to do. Try to deal 2 piles of cards, but not yet. You're going to deal 2 equal piles, and I'm not looking. If you give yourself 5 cards, you give me 5 cards. Do 2 piles face down, and you could do anywhere between 1 card to 10 cards in each pile. So do 2 piles one at a time, face down, and you can do anywhere, you know, and I'm not going to look, but do anywhere from 1 card to 10 cards in each pile, but make sure they're identical. So if you give me 3 cards, you give yourself 3 cards.
You're talking like we've been up for a long time, David.
Great. So you have, what you're going to do is when you're done, you know, I'll give you a minute to do this. So you have 2 face down piles that are both equal in size.
You ready, Barbara?
You guys both have it?
Ready, Charlie?
Yeah.
Good. Now,
I've got 2 piles of equal numbers.
Pick up the pile and look at the bottom card, and you can show everybody the card that's your card. So pick up the pile and look at the bottom card.
Any pile?
Yeah, either pile.
Okay.
Good. Look at that card, remember it. Great. And now put that pile, the one with your card on bottom, put it on top of the big deck that you dealt from. So the pile with your card on bottom, put it on top of the big deck. Great.
Done.
Now here's what I want you to do. I'm going to listen to the way you deal, and I'm going to determine exactly where your card is. So every time I say deal 1 card face down on top of the next into a brand new pile.
From the big pile.
Every time I say deal from the big pile right into a brand new pile. So ready? Hold the big deck that you're dealing from. Great. And every time I say deal 1 card face down, 1 on top of the next. Ready? Deal. Deal. 2 cards. You should both have dealt 2 cards. Great. Deal again. 3. Deal. 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 Stop. Great. You guys both did it. Barbara, I think you're a little bit off, but we'll go with these 2 for a second. Pick up the entire pile that you dealt down, the entire pile that you just dealt down, and put it back on top of the big deck. On top of the big deck that you dealt from. Great. So now you should have the entire deck in your hand, correct?
Right.
You have all the cards in your hand?
Oh, all these
You know what?
2?
Actually, there's another pile out. We forgot that. You know, will you pick up that pile that we left out? That other pile?
And put it on top of the...
And put it on top of everything, face down. Yeah,
Right.
Put it right on top of everything. Great. Now, here's what I want you to do. I don't know where the card is. We're all messed up here, obviously. Do this for me. Spell out loud. Spell out loud Happy New Year, but deal 1 card per each letter out loud. So spell out loud Happy New Year and deal 1 card face down per letter. H, A, P,
A,
Y,
P,
N,
P,
E,
Y,
W,
E,
Y,
E, A, R.
R. Turn over the R, Peter and Charlie.
Good Lord. We're grown people, too, see? Charlie, is that the card you chose originally?
I would love to say no, but of course it is.
Was that?
Yeah, it's the 7 of diamonds is my card, too.
Was that right?
Now, you're going to spend the next 6 or 7 hours telling us how you did this?
Well, no, look, here's what did you...
Barbara, how did you do?
Well, you know, I guess I'm just not a card shark. I don't know, but mine didn't.
Look,
I'm
here
sorry.
was
I
the
don't
idea
have
is
the
like
right
this.
cards.
Look, let me come right here so you can see. Here. Look,
We're going to hang with this for just a second.
Here's the idea. Peter, out of all these cards, so you guys can see, just take 1 card out and let everybody see it.
Okay.
Let everybody see it. Great. You all got it? You can put it back where you got it. Now, the first part is simple.
Makes me nervous that ABC produces its own cards.
Look, well, hold your hand
okay.
out. The first part is I make the card jump up. Can you all see that? You see the 8 clubs? Look, watch this here. Put your other hand on top of it, like a sandwich. Great. And let's also use this card, the 2 of hearts. Can you see the 2? Mm-hmm. Here's what I do. If I take the 2 and just place it, see, I actually got the 8 of clubs out of your hand. Look in your hand and show them.
I'm afraid to look. The 2 of hearts. This is quite extraordinary. You going to stick around for the rest of the evening?
Yeah, we'll be here.
That's fantastic.
Right.
David Blaine, really nice
Thank
to have
you.
you. We were doing pretty well up to now. I think you've totally thrown us off our game. David Blaine, one of the world's great magicians and entertainers, and what a nice way to say goodnight to Barbara and goodnight to Charlie. Thank you both for such a wonderful day. Oh, Charlie, put it in your pocket and go have a drink. Thank you, Barbara, very much. It was a wonderful job.
And
When
what
we
this
come back...
means-
Sorry, Barbara.
I was just going to say what this means, Peter, is that you can play poker with me anytime and you know you'll
Yes,
win.
I'd already thought of that, actually. Thank you both very much for a wonderful day. When we come back, we're going to go to Brazil. Well, it's only about 3 minutes before midnight in Brazil, and so we want to go just about as quickly as we can to Copacabana in Rio de Janeiro, where ABC's Bill Redeker is standing by. Bill, the last time we talked to you, the beach was empty. It was a sunny day. Now what has happened?
Well, it's obviously nightfall. The government says there's up to 3 million people here, which is not inconceivable when you consider the length and breadth of this beach, plus Ipanema, plus Laban Beach. You can hear the crowd is starting to go a little bit crazy as we approach the new millennium. So expect a lot of fireworks in just a moment, Peter.
Bill, we remind people what we told them earlier. We're looking at our little crowd in the largest country in South America with a population of 168 million people. As you've talked to people there today, what are their hopes for the next century?
We just got out in the crowd and talked to a number of people, and they almost all agree that they have to reduce the urban violence here, which is at extreme levels. They have to get the economic engine grinding, and they have to do something about this tremendous destruction to the rainforest. But the number one concern is crime.
I'm told also, we're talking, of course, one of the most important Christian countries in the world, and is it true that we're going to see kites flown at midnight by children with messages of hope for the new millennium?
You'll see that, and you'll also see this crowd, most of them dressed in white as a sign of purity, offering flowers to the mythical sea goddess of Yamanja. Now, that's inherited from the African slaves who were brought over in the 17th century. But still, even in this Catholic country, they still believe in these myths. And if you send your offerings out to sea and they continue on their way out, your prayers are answered. If they come back, well, there's always 2001.
Let's listen for just a second.
Happy New Year. The fireworks have started. It's officially the third or new millennium here in Brazil. And if you think this could be the Latin century, you're absolutely right. The economy is booming. People are very optimistic, and you probably can't even hear me.
Oh, yes, I can, Bill. Thanks very much. Let's just watch and listen to their countdown. Janeiro as it enters the 21st century, a country with more Catholics than any other country in the world. And while this millennium celebration may be tinged with Catholicism in some way, there are not many places in the world where they know how to party any better. We'll gather some string as we go along. We'll continue to record the celebration in Rio de Janeiro, and we'll give it to you in a highlight reel. Several people have asked today whether or not they're going to get the tape of this. I have no doubt, without asking anybody, that someone in this company is going to make a tape of the great moments of this particular New Year's Eve in every corner of the world that we have visited. We'll tell you about that a little later on. We'll go back and visit Brazil a little later on. When we come back, we'll go to New Orleans, and we'll go back to Las Vegas. Stay with us for ABC 2000.